Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Patrick Bryant. Gonna make a quick video today, just going over the process of my most recent speed painting I did of a sea creature. I'm gonna try to make a few videos like this where I just kind of go over the process and just talk about a few technical things, talk about any kind of problems I ran into and how I solved those problems. So this one was pretty quick. It was, like I said, a speed painting, and let's go ahead and just get right into it here. So. Just like my most recent video about painting over your scanned image, that's how I started out. And I'll first talk quickly about the inspiration for the character. So during the Thanksgiving weekend, I was just sitting around with the family, and we were watching Planet Earth, great series, and they were doing some underwater stuff. And the next morning, I just quickly sketched out a character or something like that, just based off of some of the stuff that I saw and just goofing around or whatever. So you can see how rough it is. And once I scan it in, I change it to multiply, and I just have a background right underneath it. So the original sketch was probably about 3 or 4 inches big. I just had a really small sketchbook with me. And then once I bring it in here, I just blew it up, scaled it up to size, and the document size I ended up working at is about 16 by 16 inches. And if you're ever wondering how big your document should be, how large your document size should be, I would suggest just working as large as your computer can handle. I tend to, some of the larger images I've worked with have been about 32 by 32, something around that range, and any bigger than that, my computer starts to lag. So, like I said, I would just work at something your computer can run smoothly. So, anyway, got my sketch in here, turn it to multiply. On the background layer, I'm going to be doing this just in monochromatic style. So I just fill it in with a gradient of some type of watercolor or whatever. So we get down here to the next one, and at this point what I have is at this time I have layers. So right now my sketch is on the top and got my background. And at this stage, in between those two, I'm going to be throwing in a little value. And so what I did was just pick darker colors based off of the gradient that I made, and just start blocking in some areas where I see might have some light and dark values going on. So that was done pretty quickly. And then right here, I start to clean up my sketch a little bit and start lining things up. So I kind of have a little less rough than I initially had as far as my initial sketch. And I do this on top, so I'll just call this a line layer, and then we have the sketch, the value, and the background. So right now at this point I just have these 4 layers. So I go in here to start lining things up just to refine a little bit more. This stage, so you have step 3 here and 4 here. Those can be reversed. Either way, you can do your line first and then fill it in with some value, whichever one you like. I just did this quickly. It didn't matter either way. So as I move on here, we've got it lined up pretty nice. So, and what I did was I decided that I want to just use the values based off the gradient. For speed paintings, I like to do that. I like to work in sort of a monochromatic style. I don't like to get too caught up into colors and stuff like that. So I made a quick overlay layer, and so I have my line, my sketch, please excuse my sloppy writing, my sketch, and then I made an overlay layer, then my value, and then the background. So I just wanted to add some type of color or just experiment a little bit. I have like this greenish brown color. I just quickly put over these areas where I have these tentacles on this creature or whatever, and kind of goofed around with different colors until I got something that I liked. And from that point on, I was like, okay, I can move forward with this. And at this point, I flatten the image, and that's on this and that's on this image here. I flatten the whole thing. I don't merge layers. If you use an overlay layer and then you just try to merge layers, some freaky stuff happens. So I've flattened the image, so I'm going to be working on one layer, and that's all I want to do. When I do a speed painting, I don't want to think about what layer I'm on, too many different colors. I just want this to be fast and just kind of just really free flowing and not really thinking about too much. So and when I say thinking too much, what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to overthink it, really. I don't want to try to be too perfect or to have too many details and try to be so refined. That's not the purpose of this type of painting. It's more of an exercise where I just want to just get myself moving. When I say speed painting, I still don't know the exact time is considered a speed painting. Is it 30 minutes, an hour, anything under 4 hours? I don't know. So I've probably spent a couple of hours total on it. And to me, when I say speed painting, it's so I literally work fast. I want to work fast so I don't overthink it and just do the first thing that comes to mind. So if we zoom in a little bit here, you can just see I just started adding in details, just really rough. You see how just scribbly everything is, and just moving along pretty quickly here. So at this point, it's just a matter of adding in details and just moving along as fast as I want, adding in some different light here. And when I do something like this and it's pretty rough, what I like to use is basically the hard round brush. And what I do is actually adjust the opacity just with the number keys. If you press number 3, number 4, that's going to take you down to 30 and 40%. And what I basically do is just go from anywhere from like 6 to 4, and I roughly just kind of just block in really quick. So I'm just moving in, and that's just about how I paint it. And I just constantly color pick, change the opacity, go from 5 to 6 or something like that. You can do whatever you want. Sometimes 100 if I want to go and get some line in there. So that's really it, and this just gives me just that nice rough painted look. And like I said, I'm moving really fast, and that's how I want it to be. So excuse me. So here's the final image here, and I actually ended up adding a couple more things to it. But like I said, I know it was under 3 hours. I wasn't keeping track of time. I was just working pretty quick, and just wanted to get this guy done, and just wanted to share this quick process with you guys. And if you ever have any questions, send them to me to my inbox or leave them in the comments. If there's something that you want to see as far as a an example or something, write it in, let me know, and I'll try to do another video like this where I go over the process of adding some textures and adjustment layers to a painting like this, and just fooling around with a few different tricks. So I hope you guys find this helpful. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And please thumb it up if you like it. And I'll see you guys soon. Later.